Yeah, welcome back. After already quite a full program about design in both China and the Netherlands, that I think the theme is Heal the World, we are now ready to start the last chapter of our program today. A talk with Alibaba's green delivery company called Cainiao. In English it's called Newbie and in Nederlands is het Groentje. We all know Alibaba. It only started in 1999 and it's now one of the largest retail and e-commerce companies in the world. We think maybe of AliExpress here in the Netherlands or Taobao and Tmall in China, but I don't think many people here in the Netherlands are aware that Alibaba has a large design part. It's working very hard together with this design part of Alibaba to make this world better by design. No less than 2,200 designers from about 30 nationalities are working with the design department with Alibaba. In a moment, we will get more details from Claire and Ivy Wang of the Alibaba design. Before we turn to this main topic, the main topic of this session, which will last 45 minutes, I first like to introduce you to two other people that Creative Holland works with regularly to help Dutch design companies to find their way into China. Before I give the words to Michiel Roosjen of Creative Holland China, I first give the words to Sachi Claringbould, Deputy Consul General of the Royal Dutch Consulate in Shanghai. I believe the video is taped, so we don't have any problems with the connection, so Sachi will welcome us now.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sachi Claringbould and I'm the Deputy Consul General of the Netherlands Consulate General here in Shanghai. I would like to welcome you to this breakout session of the HEAL event, jointly presented by Entry, Alibaba Design, Creative Holland and the Netherlands Consulate General in Shanghai. In 2018 and 2019, the Netherlands Consulate in Shanghai has organized a creative industry business development mission together with RVO, Rijksdienst voor Ondernemend Nederland, to encourage Chinese companies to visit the Dutch Design Week. In 2019, a representative of Alibaba Design joined the business development mission for the first time and thus visited the Dutch Design Week in Eindhoven. The DDW served as a perfect platform for showcasing Dutch design and its typical qualities. Simple but profound, reflective and forward-looking. And this has left an impression on the delegates. So today we are very happy to have Alibaba Design to be part of the Dutch Design Week and to have the opportunity to learn how Alibaba Group leverages design to move towards a more sustainable ecosystem. This is the first online event that is jointly organized by Creative Holland and the Netherlands Consulate in Shanghai. And our aim is to present more events in the future that bring together Dutch and Chinese creatives. The Netherlands Diplomatic Network in China and Creative Holland are continuing their efforts to stimulate bilateral cooperation. So my message to Dutch creative companies interested in exploring the China market is that you're always very welcome to reach out to us. The Consulate has been providing assistance where necessary and appropriate to Dutch businesses, such as providing market entry information and advice on company incorporation in China, sectoral market information, intellectual property advice, Chinese culture and business practices, as well as matchmaking between Dutch and Chinese businesses, preparing business partner scans, and much more. So to keep it short today, I would like to thank you all for joining us here. Please use this opportunity to engage and to interact. I wish you all a very informative and interesting and inspiring event. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sachi. I know you're listening somewhere in Shanghai, so very grateful for your kind words. And who's also in Shanghai is Michiel Roosjen, and he is Creative Holland's representative in China. He has been living in China for 10 years already, much longer than I ever lived in China during the early 90s. Michiel, you're there. And can I ask you to tell us what you do for Dutch designers in China? I know it's very late, it's already 6 hours ahead, so thank you very much for still being awake and being able to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Monique. Yeah, indeed, it is getting a little bit late, but very happy to join. Yeah, like Monique said, my name is Michiel Roosjen. I'm presenting Creative Holland in China. And today I'd like to briefly introduce Creative Holland and yeah, explain to you a bit more about the organization before the presentation with Alibaba starts. So Creative Holland is an organization set up by and for the Dutch creative industry to better connect with 3 focus countries, of which China is one. And we promote the Dutch creative industry in China through our own media platform, but also through thematic events. And we explore also opportunities for interesting partnerships between Dutch and Chinese companies and also support these. So yeah, today I'm chipping in from Shanghai, but actually I'm based in the west of China in Chengdu, the city some might know from the spicy food or the giant panda, but it also really has a thriving cultural and creative industry. But Creative Holland is actually active across China with involvement in multiple creativity and design events. And for instance, later this year, we have activities at various design weeks, such as in Shenzhen and in Guangzhou, with multiple Dutch companies. And we work together on these events hand in hand with the Dutch Consulate over there as well, and support all kind of matchmakings and explore trends there. So I think, yeah, for today, it is really important to point out as well that a large part of our team of Creative Holland consists actually of entrepreneurs. So I guess, therefore, we also know quite well how a business actually works in China. So we can also guide both sides to actually really working together. So Creative Holland, please see this as a networking organization that is helpful to both Dutch and Chinese companies to find each other and to better understand each other. And yeah, I really like to point out, make good use of us because we are actually here for you. I also really want to congratulate the organizers today for making this event possible. And Dutch Design Week, yeah, it has really, I visited it many, many times. It has really been a great platform for new ideas, for surprises as well. And I think today the presentation from Alibaba is definitely one of those surprises, because as Monique already pointed out, it is a company that many know from being that e-commerce platform, but actually it is very diverse and forward thinking. And I think today we're going to hear much more about that. So yeah, that's it for today from my side. I hope you all have really a nice Dutch Design Week, and please do get in touch with us.
Thank you, Michiel. You know, it's always, a challenge to put so much information in such short time. So I know it's a lot. We have heard the Consulate now, we have heard Michiel. But again, if there's any questions later on for them, or you want to learn more about Creative Holland, please let us know. But now I'm really happy that we're turning the mic and the camera over to, I think, a person I recently met. It was thanks to the consulate in Shanghai, actually Chris Chen, a person I work many times with. Also Michiel works with her. She's working for the economic department in Shanghai. She introduced us to Clare. Clare, she is an architect and program manager of the Alibaba Design Group, and she's also a program manager of the Design Week. Alibaba Design Week, sorry. And I hope she can join us now. I've talked to her many times this last few weeks about what Alibaba Design does, but I think it's best if she can introduce us. So, Clare, are you there? Is she already there?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, there she is. Clare, hi. I see you here.
Hello, everybody here.
Yeah, welcome here in Eindhoven at the Dutch Design Week. I'm very happy you're still up, because I know it's quite late in Hangzhou. Thanks for waiting, because we were having, I think, a quite fruitful discussions, but many speakers, and everybody, of course, wants to speak out. So we also want to give you now the floor about Alibaba Design. Claire.
Sure. Hello, everybody, and thanks for all the excellent introduction about Alibaba Design. And I'm Claire from Alibaba Design, and it's truly our pleasure to be invited and share with you about Alibaba and Alibaba Design. Alibaba, as we may know, is well known by its online retailing business, such as Taobao, Tmall, and incoming Double 11 Festival. But not only that, Alibaba Group, as a technical company, its core business also includes cloud computing, digital media, IoT, and intelligent manufacturing. Alibaba Group's mission is to make it easy to do business anywhere, because a sense of equality and the public welfare is an important part of Alibaba's value system. Today, we have about 2,200 designers. Can you see it in my PowerPoint? Today, we have 2,200 designers working at or for Alibaba Group. The official organization for all of the designers is Alibaba Design. We design technology, products, and services to be beautiful, simple, and useful. And we believe designers do have the power to connect and impact business and society in a more hopeful, sustainable, and humanistic way. Alibaba is from China, and Alibaba Design is rooted in Asian culture. So here is a short video for you to take a little taste about Alibaba Design. Alibaba Design is deeply involving in public welfare in China for years. And in the era of after COVID, we've got new challenges now. That's why the topic of heal is so touching to us. We need to be healed, and the design has its power to heal. We truly feel this is a super match with what we are doing and aiming for. Since 2017, Alibaba Design has been leading a series of projects in China in terms of education, country renovation, and earth greening, including space design for schools and public education, product and branding design for county, town, and villages. And today, we bring the project of Cainiao's green logistic design to the session to share the detailed insights to you. Monique, I'll get back to you for the little introduction.
Thank you, Claire, for giving us a larger picture of what Alibaba Design is doing and what is your mission. I think it is true that the theme really suits our program today. And when we talked, I also met your colleague, Ivy Wang, who is an IoT designer for the Cainiao project. I think it is going a little bit deeper into a program that I think Ola also mentioned to us. So I think it is, Ola Baumann was one of our speakers before, and I think he noticed this as a program that is really remarkable, what's happening in China, really trying to make their economy greener. So Ivy, welcome you here in the conference of the Dutch Design Week. Thank you for being here, and please, I give you the floor.
Yeah. Thank you, Monique. Hi, everyone. My name is Ivy from Alibaba Design, and I am currently working on Cainiao's project. I'm very excited to share with you today for the topic, Design of the Green Logistic in IoT Era. You might be curious about what is Cainiao. Cainiao is an industrial internet company in Alibaba Group that focuses on logistics services. So what do we normally do in Cainiao? Let's see from this video. When it comes to the logistics, what do we mostly know are about sending and picking up parcels. In fact, most of our whole logistics service lies in background, from warehousing to the transportation and then to the terminal distributions. Over the years, our company has worked hard to provide green solutions for the whole service. We announced that the best environmental protection costs the least effort. Then I will share with you 3 interesting design stories to explain more about that. Let's go to the consumables first. As we know, there are large numbers of pollutants, such as tapes, plastic bags, and boxes during logistics. Only the tapes used in packaging in 1 year can circle the Earth more than 400 times. Since the Chinese government has promised the world the carbon peak and neutrality timetable, a number of enterprises are trying to increase cooperations with local logistic providers with green solutions. Cainiao this year is strongly promoting the bio-based bags and zipper boxes. Many of our clients have taken part in the project, but today I would like to talk about another consumable that is often ignored by us: the waybill. There are different forms of waybill over the world. In the early years, our waybill had 5 copies, and we have to write down very hard and make sure the information is printed on each copy. Then, in the delivery process, each copy should be retained as the evidence so that the parcels could be delivered more accurate and safety. 7 years ago, Cainiao changed the 5-copy waybill into 2 copies. Through the barcode scanning and the OCR technology, it speeds up the delivery of each parcels to customers, and at the same time, it's more environmentally friendly. After many years of promotion and application, we have saved the waybill paper that equivalent of 20 million trees. That's 10 times the size of New York City. But this is not the end of the story. In the case of the 2-copy waybill, on the left hand, we can see that the courier needs to tear off the bottom copy as the receipt when the parcels is delivered to the customer. But it leads to the complexity of the waybill structure. It has 3 layers. We redesigned the information interaction so that customers could change their way to sign from offline to online. The bottom copy was finally cancelled. So that the 3-layer waybill turned into 2 layers. It saved 1 billion Chinese yuan of the waybill purchase every year. Just by redesigning the small waybill, things are different. Next, we move on our journey to the backend service. Cainiao Post is a place for picking up and sending parcels. Most people can get there within 5 minutes. Here, the used packages could negatively impact on the environment if they are not effectively recycled. 4 years ago, Cainiao released the packaging returning project. More and more people began to leave packages in the green box, but far from enough. In the case of the physical box, green behavior of our customers cannot be motivated constantly. We ask ourselves, how might we provide a participatory packaging recycling service? Based on the backend scenario, we designed this recycle bin to connect the physical world with the digital world. With weighing and counting sensor, good behaviors could be quantified. With hardware as an infrastructure, we intend to bring more values from the offline to online. Users can recycle packagings in 3 steps and receive green energy by scanning the QR code. Then they will be continuously motivated by our applet. The applet is Cainiao Ocean. It is an online project which encourages customers to recycle packagings and capturing plastic before it becomes waste. Meanwhile, we are connecting customers with government and NGOs to protect the ocean from plastic pollution. By interacting with this applet, users will be guided to protect the environment from every bit of their daily life. As long as they do, the data of good behaviors would be collected. Finally, Cainiao translates these good behaviors into purification of the seaside as a reward. Now let's have a recap of our value proposition. The best environmental protection costs the least effort. Those 3 of the green cases we share is about how we cost the least effort to heal the industry and the society as a designer. For the green logistics, we have a lot more fantastic projects such as packaging, algorithm, and smart route management. Maybe next time we can share. They are very small things and small changes of design, but every little helps. That's pretty much about the projects. Thanks for your time. And let's get back to Monique. Okay.
Helping us to understand better what you do with the Green Delivery Project and the IoT systems in it. I think you gave us some very good examples of how you try to make this whole delivery process greener. And I think there are certain elements that are very new to us. So I think it's a very interesting project, and maybe we'll have some questions about that later. But before we kind of recap Alibaba's presentation, I want to go back to Clare, because I think you want to say something more about Alibaba Design Week and about some ideas you have to connect to our designers here. Clare?
Right. Hi. Hi, thanks, Monique. And thanks for Ivy's sharing. And we truly think this is a good starting point for being together and face to the challenges together. Dutch Design Week is a great place for it. And in China, we have a place for everyone being together too. which is Alibaba Design Week. We want to take this chance to introduce it to you. So here is a debrief of 2021 Alibaba Design Week, which has taken place during the passing May at Hangzhou. Let's take a look.
阿里巴巴设计周落下帷幕，我们与现场6000余名专业观众、32000余名展览观众、54000余次的总观展人次，共同分享了设计的未来之光。更在线上与无数人发生了连接和碰撞，高达21.25亿的全网总阅读数，20余万条微博讨论，人民日报、光明日报、南方都市报官媒进行相关报道，超过200家品牌机构、行业媒体、自媒体内容发布与互动，优酷直播带来了近3万条留言互动，还有无数条令我们受宠若惊的用户赞誉。同时，设计周发布了4大重要项目：阿里巴巴普惠品2.0、阿里巴巴设计工艺官网、蚂蚁链文昌新计划、阿里巴巴Design商品设计孵化中心的新品设计引擎。10年时间的优看设计大会，从原来的专业论坛升级为集设计展、专业论坛、高端沙龙、设计大奖等为一体的全行业顶级设计盛会。作为连接商业、设计和大众的桥梁，主论坛、高端沙龙大咖分享，7大专业分论坛、6大主题工作坊，聚集了36位外部嘉宾和108位阿里各 BU 的优秀设计师，在各自的专业领域里绽放着光芒。首届 UC 设计艺术展也同时亮相，为期5天的设计与艺术盛宴，汇聚国内外艺术设计大咖作品，众多现样艺术家合作款潮品发布，互动科技体验，阿里巴巴Design与各领域产品联名创作60家潮流设计品牌与艺术家展位。
人工智能已经成为设计师里面不可缺少的一个部分啊！我觉得未来这个时代的话呢，我非常相信设计师这个岗位是不可能被人工智能淘汰的啊！但是人工智能一定会成为我们设计师的一个，甚至是具有个性的啊，甚至是有情感的这么一个设计的助手。
在以内容为主、创意为主、品牌阵地为主的这样的一个时代里面，我们认为设计的价值更加在于它的创意、它的内容，而且它的价值可以被清晰地定义出来。
互联网企业已经从单纯的软件服务的创新，渐渐地步入到软硬件结合的这样的一个创新的新阶段。
All right. And in this year, in 2022, the Design Week will be held in June. And I'm gonna welcome all of you to come and share insights. And if any ideas and thoughts, please no hesitation to let us know. You can send messages via Monique or just keep tracking with Dutch Design Week. We definitely will have close collaboration in between. Thanks again for this opportunity for us to get to know each other. And let's get back to Monique now.
Hi. Well, Claire, stay with us because maybe we have a question for you. Thank you very much for introducing. It is great. I think you have a great design week. I think the video shows a very, dynamic and great place to be. It's a pity that due to the pandemic, we maybe cannot come physically already. Maybe next year it's still going to be difficult, I think. But I'm really happy that you give us an invitation to see how we can connect like we do today. I think it is great to have you, to have programs interculturally to talk about how we could work together, especially I think in design field, it is very important to have this international scope because we are challenging the same challenges. I believe we have time for a question now from the audience, and we have a question already online, so I'm not sure. I think, Lidi, we want to give first the floor to the audience. I don't know if there is a question. Yeah, you have a question? There's a mic. Is the question for Claire or for Ivy?
I think
For me.
Claire would maybe be more likely to answer the question, maybe both, I don't know. So when we look at Alibaba, just now knowing that they have a design week, it is knowing that they have a design week is really interesting because they're making a crossover to the design world and also acknowledging that design is very important in business, and that is something that a lot of corporates don't always embrace. So I think it's really interesting that Alibaba does that. But then I wonder, what is the selection process of these curated events, of the designers? I saw a few images, of course, but I would be really interested into knowing what is the criteria? What is good design within the framework or paradigm, or from the perspective of Alibaba, or of you as a programmer, or I would say curator even. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good question. I mean, Claire, you invited us all, but probably you will make a selection, right? How can we join?
Yeah, I'm in the panel. All right. Thanks for the question, and it's actually a good question for me. In terms of the panel, all of the members in the panel, we are thinking about sort of criteria every year, and every year we might have different way to look at the value, like what are the most valuable things we're gonna present in the Alibaba Design Week. And I will say next year, Alibaba Design Week will not just Alibaba Design Week. We will have a union updated. We'll have a new name for this Design Week so that we can embrace more culture, more country, more topics, and more part of the places in the world. So next year, we might have different criteria to look at what are the most valuable topics we're gonna share with people in Alibaba Design Week.
So
next year we'll have a new name for the Design Week, and it's not only Alibaba Design Week. We'll have a better platform for everybody to be here. So in terms of the criteria and the process, I guess we will see, and we definitely will publish online at the very beginning of 2022.
Okay, so you will make the criteria still, but you will try to embrace in an international way. So let's keep contact about your criteria, and if you need any suggestions, we can always give you suggestions, maybe to add people or add companies to it.
Definitely, that's why we are desired to standing with Dutch Design Week, because definitely there is more valuable things and insights and thoughts from the designers in Europe and in America and the other part of the world that we are not seeing each other before.
Yeah, I think not everybody is aware that Alibaba is having such a big design quest or design endeavors, and that you are also having that design week. So it's very good to connect today at the Dutch Design Week. Do we have another question? Yes. No, maybe better to use the mic, because this will also be rebroadcasted, this program. So we need good quality. There's another question coming up. Claire?
Hi, I'm Elle. Thank you very much for your presentation. So I was very curious about what you think what design should be from Alibaba in the China context, like the socio-economic background, right? Like such a big company in this kind of cultural background. So do you see different layers design Alibaba should be in terms of maybe social contribution or financial gains for the company itself? And in general, if there's any other aspects as well. I would really love to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you.
Alibaba and Alibaba Design is continuously trying to explore the definition of design. As to my experience, not only personally, but also as a professional designer. Because in Alibaba, we have yearly updated definition about what is designer. From the very beginning, maybe visual design, and then experience design. But right now, we have different type of a design has been involved into the definition of design. So right now in our design group, not only the number is raising up, and the type of design is raising up too. Industrial design, spatial design, and even voice design is involved in Alibaba Design Group. So if we are talking about the type of design, I guess in a larger way of defining the design, we will see design is a kind of methodology to make life or make the business or make the society beautiful, simpler, useful. And in that way, Alibaba is welcoming all kinds of design to be part of design. Yeah, I think that's the way we look at the design. And also that's the way we look at like how design can connecting the profession of design and the business and also the society.
Maybe
I'm not sure if I'm answering your question.
Maybe I can just also try to kind of formulate it maybe a bit sharper. If you look at, I mean, you have a design, very clear design desire. I mean, you want to make design really a part of the company. I also believe that Alibaba really tries to make, you know, for a consumer, everything very easy to get it all done. And is there a conflict somehow if you say like the economic way, like trying to get people make that commercial, you know, buying, and then you of course have that desire of making the world better? Is there a conflict, or is it like really embraced as a design team in your company? Do you understand my question?
Yes, I understand it. We are facing that kind of challenges every day in a daily basis, I promise you. Because in business has different KPI. Yeah. If KPI is sort of reasonable word for everybody there, KPI, key indicator of how to define a business, if it's useful to do it or it's available to do it. Business people have different KPIs with different from designers, definitely. In the company, in Alibaba, we'll say in Alibaba, we always want to keep balance, because in the different stage of a product or a platform or services, we'll look at a different angle to see, hey, what are the best way at this time for this product to moving forward. Of course, designers is standing at the feet of a user's experience. This is the base. And of course, we'll always look at the user's experience. And then from user's angle to look at the product, look at that platform. But we always keep balance, trying to say, hey, what are the best to do next to make it alive, make it moving forward?
Well,
this is a tight collaboration.
I think it's a very interesting discussion, and also to see how a company as big as Alibaba is dealing with that question. And I think it's something that also comes back to what Ole Bouwman earlier said about trying to have everything in balance. And I think China is really trying to do that, maybe not in a... I don't think it's a different way, but I think maybe because the company is younger and China is so large and there are so many challenges also to make sure that the protection of the, of your environment goes the right way. I think it is really integrated in your company, which is really interesting. I think we have many questions actually online also, but I think we choose one for Ivy actually. I think Ivy is still around, right? And then I think we'll probably wrap up. Lidi, maybe you can ask the question to Ivy.
Yes, it's a question from Edwin. It's more ecological question. How can the international shipping of Alibaba products around the world become more climate neutral?
Is that something that they are working on already? because she's of course working for the project Cainiao, but is there also a part at Alibaba Design, because we know Alibaba from sending goods over the world, that you're also working on a green, more sustainable project as well for the international logistics?
Yeah, could you just repeat this slowly? I didn't.
Well, we heard about your project, of course, Cainiao in China, how to get the delivery more green. Are there also some projects within Alibaba or Alibaba companies that is working to get the international delivery more green?
Yeah, we have our business overseas, but for the green part, we already started, and the mostly the green part is inside China. But now we already open up the footprint and the carbon peak and neutrality. We are trying to collect the data of the overseas business. So I think that's the business part we are trying to working on with the overseas market.
Mm-hmm. So you're collecting data now and to see how you can integrate that maybe in a program.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's still in the beginning process, you could say.
Beginning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Ivy, for your presentation and your response to the question. Thanks very much for being up so late for us in Hangzhou. Thanks for all the good work. And maybe we can switch one more time to Claire before I say bye-bye to Claire.
Hi.
Claire, thanks for your presence. I don't know if you still want to say one last words, or we just say bye-bye. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon.
No, in November, because Chris and I are trying to say maybe we have another event in Alibaba's campus in November, because I do see a lot of interest in terms of people's curiosity about how Alibaba is doing projects, not only welfare projects, but also the projects about or not only about business. Yeah. I guess we can have a more communication and sharing during November.
I'm sure we will. And I will be in touch with you and Chris from the Consulate to see if we can have regular events. And maybe we can theme it also to make it very clear for Dutch designers or people interested in working together with Alibaba Design Week in the future. Thanks so much. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
And now we're coming to rounding up the whole program, right? Thanks everybody for staying so late. I know it has been a long and full program. We had many speakers. I think it was interesting, and still we didn't have time enough to really come up to all the interesting projects that were raised. I think the theme, China Calling, Heal, is very appropriate, especially in this very beautiful place. We heard Ole Bouwman talking about very big things like system change. He didn't want to come to one project, but he would like to really see the whole system change, which is not so easy. Martijn, it was also very difficult to talk to him even. I mean, it was so nice to see him in Beijing, but we had problems with the connections. And I think he also tried to explain to us that we have to come from, a traditional world that is very Western dominated to a more diverse and a different system. Hopefully we'll get the presentation later from Martijn. We had Eric. He was telling about his, talks. He talked about his journey, his professional journey into China, being a Chinese born in America, but did a lot of projects in China. And his motto was really not talk, but just do things, which is always a very good thing to do, I feel. I mean, we talk and talk and talk, but we should really get to China, or maybe have Chinese people here to really work together. Lu Ying, of course, she was, as a business person, I think very nice, since she was optimistic about how to connect all the different spheres, and she tried to really connect to what is needed to have that system change. I think she really was quite clear in that. I think we had nice videos also from the China Culture Center. We had Adelaide Lala Lam, I think. Yeah, food designer. I think was really great to have her very creative way of looking at imperial dishes. Still many to go, I believe. There was Xu Tiantian with many nice projects also really on the countryside, how to get community done and heal that part of China, maybe you could say, to really connect again. David Gianotto, of course, of OMA. I think he was also a great speaker. Lots of projects that was going on, and it was nice that there was a question about like how much is then like charity or community, which he felt like it's all one. I mean, his iconic projects are getting less and less, and everything is much more a holistic way of building, which is very, I thought was for me also quite new to hear an OMA. Remco has such a big name to be also part of that whole new thinking, even if it's an icon. Another icon, of course, the last icon of the first part was Richard Hutten. I think he was also very outspoken about how we should change our way of producing, really quite critical towards the design that was made before. He was even mentioning the plastic layers on our chairs here, which he thinks we shouldn't do anymore, and to really recycle and think over again our production process. So lots of speakers, and I think Marianne, our moderator of the first part, did really a great job to put it all in there. Lidi also with trying to get the questions there. And I was really happy to present to you the last part, Alibaba. I think you just met Clare Xie and Ivy Wang. So thank you very much for coming, and hope to see you next time at the Dutch Design Week, and hopefully many events in between China and the Netherlands on design. Thanks again for coming.